Support.
The maestro, please!
Friday again, which means it's time to talk about some albums that we've been listening through. This will be for the week of
October 9th. 2021.
On this day in music back in 1988, The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd finally left the Billboard 200 after being on there for 741 weeks, giving the album the record of most weeks on the Billboard 200. Of course, it would later pop back on the chart, and to this day maintains that record, now at 958 weeks on the chart. You know Yo-Yo Ma is currently on this chart 4 times?
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Another one from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series, 1964's Out to Lunch by Eric Dolphy. Notable for numerous reasons, one being the only time that Eric Dolphy was listed as the leader on a Blue Note release, but this is also not only regarded as the high point of Dolphy's career, but one of the finest albums that was ever put out by Blue Note. Doubling up on the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series releases, 1965's Maiden Voyage by the legendary Herbie Hancock, released as a concept album meant to depict an oceanic atmosphere, and in 1999 was presented with the Grammy Hall of Fame Award.
Singing.
I love rock and roll. If you wanna dance, my love, my little rebel girl.
7 years after 2014's The Dreamwalker, we finally get album number 6 from Angels and Airwaves, Lifeforms. This time, Tom DeLonge has gone out of his way to make sure the band sounds like they did earlier on, while still incorporating all of the punk influences.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
Feel it, I'm gon' die, yeah. All alone and by myself. I've got birth from life support.
Album number 3 from YoungBoy, Never Broke Again, and those die-hard NBA YoungBoy fans are gonna want to grab the deluxe edition, which includes 2 additional tracks at the beginning of the album, Footstep and Still Waiting. So yeah, this came back out in 2012. I have no idea why it's back up to number 5 on the chart. Maybe people are just vibing with Calvin Harris. But since we haven't talked about it before, it gives us something to actually mention on this segment.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
Got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about.
So if you're hearing about all the publishing royalties that are being split because of all the interpolations on this album, I can break it down for you now. On Good For You, which interpolates Misery Business, Daniel Nigro and Olivia Rodrigo give half of the royalties to Paramore's Hayley Williams and Josh Farrow. On Deja Vu, which interpolates Cruel Summer, they give half to Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff, and St. Vincent. And finally, on One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, which interpolates New Year's Day, they give 2/3 to Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff.
Donda, Donda, Donda. Donda, 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 Donda.
I find it odd that Kanye West didn't actually list any of his featured artists on the album, so I'm gonna do it all right now. In order of appearance, Jay-Z, Vori, Playboy Cardi, Fabio Foreign, Lil Baby, The Weeknd, Baby Keem, Travis Scott, Lil Durk, Lil Yachty, Ruga, Young Thug, Don Toliver, Kid Cudi, Westside Gun, Conway the Machine, Jay Electronica, Pop Smoke, Roddy Ricch, Shanisa, DaBaby, Marilyn Manson, Ty Dolla $ign, and The Lox.
Call me when you want, call me when you need. Call me out by your name, I'll be on the way. Like, call me by.
For those that don't know, the reason it's called Montero is because that's Lil Nas X's actual name.
I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests. Way too sexy. And I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. Way too sexy.
In case you're wondering what version of the pregnant woman emoji this actually is, it is, of course, the Apple version of the pregnant woman emoji.
Feel it, I'm gon' die, yeah. All alone and by myself. I've got birth from life support.
I must say, I'm surprised this debuted at number 1. Not that he hasn't gotten there before. Top was also number 1. But the fact that he got up there with the other current 4 still here, like Lil Nas X's debut studio album, let alone Drake. Although the real tell is going to be if it's still number 1 next week. So yes, of the 5 albums, only 2 of them are actually new. But to be fair, were you listening to the other 3 anyway? Now's a good chance to go back and listen through them again, or possibly for the first time.
And now I need some help for the maestro, please. Maestro,